Hello and welcome to the TCF Morning Show. Today is Thursday, December 19th, the last show of the week for us. We may have a special episode for you this weekend. We may not. We'll try not to see how that goes. But I am joined by Matt at schools_01. I checked myself last night. I forgot the one there at the end. I said 0. And then Boomy at Boomy TCF.
I noticed that too.
I was like, I cut it up like the intro, and I'm like, oh shit, I said 0.
The banner was right. Don't worry about it.
0.
Yeah, because I'm like watching. I'm like, I was kept waiting for myself to say the 1, but I never did. At _Chicago is the main page, and you can follow me at Zloja LILJATCF on Twitter. Thank you to our sponsors, The Money Otter. Shout out to you guys. We love you. Right here is a beautiful mug that they made for us right here. The Money Otter. Go to themoneyotter.com. Check out some of their stuff for the holidays. Like I said, they may not be able to get there right on Christmas, but you can always slip in a picture of it and tell them that you can have it in maybe 3 to 5 days. I know Boomy may have to be doing that too with some of his gifts, so it's not a big deal. Like I said, if you know that what you're gonna have, it's still a good thing, and then it's also another trip to go see the person, and you're like, oh, then we go out for lunch or something.
Part of your present.
Boom, there's your present right there. Go to themoneyotter.com. Go to their Facebook page and Instagram, The Money Otter. They got some cool videos on there for you. But our first topic here, I actually had to change this topic because we had it. We didn't know this was going to happen. The Bulls get a win in D.C. against the Wizards. He was kind of funny. I told my dad, I'm like, oh, they're playing in Washington. And he's like, oh, the Bullets? I'm like, Dad, how long ago did you watch basketball here?
Yeah, Dad, it's 1992 all over again.
That's kind of funny. But they go on like a 25-3 run there.
King's still making it rain.
They were down 17 at one point, tied up, go to overtime, and win in overtime by 1 point. Zach LaVine had a good game. Laurie played well. The boys, they got a big win. I wouldn't say it's a big win because then Wizards do kind of stink, but it's still a win in general, and which is just nice for a team that blew a 26-point lead the other night. To actually make a comeback is nice to see. But like I said, it's still against a Wizards team that's not good, but it helps with morale a little bit. But boys, what are your thoughts on the win?
A couple days.
I don't think there's really anything that's going to happen this season that could get him fired at this point.
No.
Paxton's already kind of showed his loyalty in a way to him, so I don't think there's really any lead or anything that they can do for him to get fired.
Like, I don't want to poo-poo all over wins. Like, I feel like I do a lot of just poo-pooing all over the Bulls, and I don't want to keep doing that because, I mean, anytime you can come back in an NBA game, like you said, Zach, like Washington's not a good basketball team. We all accept that. But the fact of the matter is that this young core that we have was able to come back down double digits and finish off a win. Like, you have to take that in a microcosm. You have to look at that in for what it is and not look, outside of the fact that they came back and got a win the way they did. Just because you have to be excited for the fact that, like, these young guys are learning that they don't necessarily have to give up on every lead because that they are capable of coming back, which is something that will help them maybe this year if they get back into a chase here, or in the future when you're relying on these young guys to be in games that mean anything. Laurie had 31. Zach LaVine 24, Satoransky 17, and Chris Dunn 15. But Kobe White 3 points in 18 minutes. Like, what the hell, But I don't try not to be negative about this. Let's look at it positives. This group came together and was able to persevere for a win in a game. So
nice to see. It's nice to see,
yeah.
Matt.
I like the optimism for one, Boomy. So I've been a bit of a negative Nancy on this show. Lately, and
it's hard to
rightfully so. I'm not going to give them. They won one game against the Wizards. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't poo-poo all over this win, but we also can't just be celebrating all the time.
The one thing about firing Boylan, if you don't fire him, I think that's a good thing. That's in some ways because they're not going to fall into the out of the lottery. So they're not going to want to run with Boylan. That's going to knock them out of the lottery. And at this point, anything can happen once you're in the lottery. The way the ping pong balls have been realigned, starting last season. You just got to be in the top 6 or 7. You got a pretty decent shot at getting a really good pick. And it's going to be another decent class that looks like coming out next year. I mean, I don't know. The Bulls just they need a star. They don't have a one. They probably don't have a two yet. They've got a bunch of threes or possible threes if everything falls right. But threes don't win you national championships, man. And it's it's a good win, but it's not. Let's not act like it was like one of the best teams in the league or anything.
No.
Right. So
it's a nice win, but it's one of those you kind of just sit there and go, good win, nice comeback, but let's see if you can string together a few good wins here. It'd be nice to see. Like I said, they haven't really gone on any sort of run here at any point. It's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of downs, but more maybe we'll see some more ups in the season, so that would be nice to see. Moving on to our next subject here, Blackhawks Avalanche. Blackhawks lose at home 4-1, I think. In a game where Corey Crawford can only do so much. He can only stop so many goals, so many shots. This defense has just been bad all year. He has no hope back there. So you can't do this every game, all the time.
Goals in bunches, man. They just come so fast. It was 1-1.
They're getting outshot
and
every night.
And they're down 3-1.
Every night they're getting outshot, and it's starting to get ridiculous. It's getting annoying. I guess you just, like I said, everyone wants Colleton fired. What's that going to do? This defense still stinks. This defense stunk last year. It's just they didn't realize that they needed to fix it this offseason or didn't get the right guys or something, because this defense has been the problem all year, all last year. Corey Crawford and Robin are not going to be able to keep you in every single game. Yes, they're good goalies, but they can't stop when there's 40-something shots every single game. You're getting outshot by almost double digits sometimes. It's insane. And you can't expect these guys to go out there and be heroes every single night throughout an 82-game season. Right? 82?
Yeah. I want to point out tonight, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, you may want to just do a quick look up on Duncan Keith on Twitter tonight. Some interesting comments, and he does not seem to be real thrilled with Colleton. And when Duncan Keith starts speaking up, that's going to send shockwaves through that organization, because there's no one that carries Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane, or anybody. No one carries the voice right now in that organization from a player's perspective that Duncan Keith does.
Because he understands how bad that defense is.
Absolutely. He is the smartest player on that team still to this point. He doesn't wear the C, obviously. That's Taves' role. But Duncan Keith's a captain. And any other team in the league, he'd be a captain. So when he starts speaking up on things, that's somebody you might want to start looking at.
And he's the captain of that defense, and he's sitting there realizing that this has been an almost 2-year thing where I have gotten no help. They said they're getting outshot by double digits, 20 sometimes even. It's just insane that, yes, it's nice to have Patrick Kane. It's nice to have Jonathan Taves out there. But even the offense, they're not keeping them in any games. And when they do actually score 3-4 goals, they blow a lead when they do that. So it's nothing. This team is not a playoff team right now. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. They're I think at the bottom of the league.
They're second worst team in the West right now.
Yeah, they only have 36 points or something right now. Some of the lowest in the league, the whole NHL. And it's just embarrassing from a team, like you said, that's been on a run for the last 10 years or so, making the playoffs almost every single year. And at this point, now you're just trying to figure out what you're going to do with your superstars, and hopefully you can keep them happy.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, man.
I really thought, if the Bulls didn't come back tonight, I mentioned this to you guys before the show, that we were possibly facing the brink of a Chicago double firing in one night. It
would have been perfect.
Clean the madhouse in full. Get rid of Garpax, get rid of Boylan, get rid of McDonough, get rid of Bowman, send Colleton on his way. Just get all 6 of them out, start fresh.
Would have been
because I do think, like you said,
Christmas ain't till next week, man.
Yeah, you're right. That's what the Bulls tend to do is Christmas Eve.
Colleton sent out of town may be right with that Duncan Keith comments. Like you said, it doesn't really come. Like you said, you a lot of here, like you hear in the media, maybe not. But when a guy like that who holds the kind of power he has with the Blackhawks, that's going to maybe get the ears of some of the front office.
Yeah, like here's a quote that just was tweeted out just a couple seconds ago by that Charlie Roumeliotis from NBC Sports. He said, Doug and Keith on the frustration level of inconsistent plays. Quote, it's been a long time where we're like this. It's not going to happen unless we do it. The guys in the room here. It's up to us to figure it out and find a way. That's not a whole lot of confidence in that coaching staff.
No.
When it's all up to the guys in this room to figure it out, it's all up to us. That's it, guys.
Yeah, because that's all you got. They don't trust their coach.
Not a ringing endorsement of your coach.
Don't think you're getting. I think he's implying you're not getting much support from your coach. So.
Yeah.
I want to throw that out.
My next topic, Kevin Garnett is mad about LeBron. He went on Bill Simmons' podcast. You know how Kevin Garnett is. He always speaks with the fire.
Habitual posture.
Yeah, that's just been his thing throughout the whole time. But he goes on there, and he goes on Bill Simmons' podcast and pretty much says that he and the Celtics went on to scare LeBron out of Cleveland. And like I said, I don't agree with the comments because I don't think they scared him out of Cleveland. But I do think that he showed them what he could have. And if he was to form the super team like he did in Miami, then he kind of, like I said, there'd been super teams before the Celtics of the 2000s, but LeBron saw it, he played against it, and he got to see what it was like to be on a team like that. Coming from a Cleveland team that he was by far the best player on the team, there wasn't really anybody close. Somehow he got them to a NBA championship one year when he was on that Cleveland Cavaliers team, which was pretty crazy. So I guess we'll just kind of have to my thing is, I think if he would have worded it that way, he would have. I'm not saying he's correct on that, but it's better than what he said because I don't think that he was scared by the Celtics team. I just think that he was figuring out, I'm a young guy in the NBA. I want to win a championship, and this is how I could do it. But Garnett went the way of saying that he scared him.
So it basically, like, to me, like, you're not wrong. It was very poor. It's almost like he opened Pandora's box is kind of what you're getting at. Like, he put not the idea, but maybe he tickled something in LeBron's brain and, like, scaring LeBron. Like, come on, dude.
No, like I said, I don't think he scared him at all. I just think, like I said, he got to see what a good team could be like, and a team that if you form with some superstars that they would be able to win some championships. Because, like I said, you can't blame the guy. Like I said, we went over this before the show started. Maybe the way he went about leaving Cleveland wasn't the correct way. He was young, and that just wasn't the right way to go about it when you're about to leave Cleveland. But you can understand why he'd want to leave that team. They didn't have anybody around him. He wanted to go win a championship at some point. Like I said, Dan Gilbert has always been the guy. He wrote the letter about LeBron James afterwards and then apologized when they brought him back. But he was the reason. If you would have brought maybe some guys in, or at least tried to bring some guys in and spend some money on that, then maybe you would have been able to keep LeBron. But at that point, like I said, it turned a lot of people against him because of the way he did it. He went to Miami, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. But you couldn't. In a way, you look back and you go, you can understand why he did it. But like I said, I think in a way, if Garnett would have just said it like how I said it, I think you should. Yeah, a lot of LeBron people would be annoyed by it still and mad, but you would sound like you were more correct than saying you scared him. Because like you said, I don't think he was scared by any of it.
I was my whole thing, and I had to get caught up to speed on this whole thing. I missed it during the day. I had to get caught up from what he said by you guys earlier. But my thinking is, this is Kevin Garnett who left the Minnesota Timberwolves because he couldn't win a playoff series. Who scared him off? Was it
like you said, you can't. In a way, you can't blame him either because he was stuck on some bad Minnesota teams. And
they had Stephon Marbury and they couldn't fucking win a playoff series. They had him and Garnett. Come on, Starbury was the man, dude.
In China,
still the man in China.
He's still dominating China.
I'm not gonna say a Kevin Garnett, Stephon Marbury is like an NBA championship winning team. I think that he's still.
No, but it's a playoff series. It's a playoff series winning team.
I mean, maybe there were players. I can understand why he'd want to leave Minnesota easily too. I think that they both left for the same reasons. They both wanted to win championships. You can't blame either of them. But it's the way that Kevin Garnett likes to, like I said, he likes to stir the pot. He's been doing a lot of these interviews the last few weeks here with being in the Uncut Gem. He's been on Part of My Take. He's been on all like the main medias there. It's crazy that it took this long for something to kind of get picked up like that. I really don't think that you could say anything you want to Kevin Garnett. It's not going to change his mind on those thoughts either. Until the day he's not going to think that he thinks that he's scared LeBron, and he thinks that he scared a lot of people in the league, and he probably did or didn't. But I just think if he I think he was just wrong in the way he worded it, and I think he loves exactly what he did. I think he likes to rile up the people. He likes to rile up the LeBron James fans. And I don't think he thought for a second after he said that, because that's just how Kevin Garnett's personality has always been. He's always been the guy that likes to get under the skin of people in games, and that was always his thing. And I think to this day he still would. If you play pickup game with Kevin Garnett, I don't think you're gonna get any other KG than the
No.
And my thing is though, the Celtics won one championship. They won one championship. That was a good team that won one championship. So I know
LeBron basically single-handedly beat the 73-win Warriors too.
Yeah, but yeah, you say that. I think
I'm just saying, like Kevin Garnett's going after another legend. It's not like he's going after some just regular Joe Schmo, you know.
But that's like I said. I think that's what he wants to do. I don't think he'd rather. Why would he want to go after a Joe Schmo? He would like to go after the legends.
I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I like Garnett.
And if you're Bill Simmons, you probably were smiling ear to ear after you said that, because people are finally cutting up your show. I haven't seen a Bill Simmons podcast clip on ESPN ever. And since he left there,
if we could get an athlete to come on here and just say something outlandish, that'd be outstanding. It'd be outstanding.
They had some clips of KG like a little before they did their podcast. He's got like the dirtiest mouth ever. He cusses every other word. I'm like, I thought that was just a court thing. I think that's just regular KG. Like I said, I'm a fan of KG. I like the way he plays. I was kind of the annoying person like that on the court. But I think he did it to perfection, too. He got into the right people's skin, and he did it whatever he wanted. And he wasn't backing down to nobody. Like I said, he never really got into a fight, per se. But that's because I think in those days, they cut fighting out in the 2000s, and it kind of got – when was the Malice in the Palace?
That was like 04
or 05. That was the last real fight.
We just had the 15th anniversary.
Yeah, 15.
I'd say KG had a lot of like headbutts with people. He used to get in their faces like that. There wasn't a lot of fights.
Oh, I forgot KG was a teammate. We talked about some of those teams that ADD kicking in. Did he have Latrell Sprewell in Minnesota too?
Yeah.
You talk about fights. I forgot about Latrell Sprewell when he tried to choke
Carlissimo, PJ Carlissimo.
not tried to successfully.
Imagine if that happened nowadays. Oh my god.
Well, even then, it would be in Young and that being a huge deal.
It was a big deal.
That's like a big deal. Did he get charged? They didn't like throw charges, did they?
I don't think so.
He got suspended the rest of the year.
I think he was suspended for the full season. He doesn't like 60-some games or something.
He does like analyst
stuff now, right? He also
put
the free shoes with the spinner rims on them.
He does analyst now, right, PJ?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, he's been doing analyst work for a pretty good long time.
That's what
now.
I thought. He does. I like that. But.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Latrell Sprewell.
No,
I haven't heard anything from Latrell.
I don't think he's doing analyst work anymore.
No, I don't think that's what he would want to do. I think. Where did I see? No, that was Steven Jackson who does the podcast with Matt Barnes.
Yeah,
what a crew!
He was talking about Derek Fisher and Matt Barnes. Like, no, I'm actually we're good now and everything. Cause I think his ex-wife dates him.
Yeah,
he's never going to be good with me. I'm like, I would not want to be on Steven Jackson's bad side.
The air is not clean in that room with that podcast.
No, I think Matt Barnes actually has like something to do with like weeds, like sell like a dispensary.
Yeah, he's like one of the proponents for like
a lot of these guys. I mean, that's where the money's at right now. They said we got about.
Well, and frankly, if it's not gonna get people hooked on painkillers,
we already have 8 days until
something to consider looking
until
into
Illinois legalizes it. I think 8 days.
Right.
First
13 days. 13 days. The first of the year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at. Jeez Louise.
You're looking at Christmas as like 7 days.
It's Christmas.
Yeah. How about
that's what we should do it?
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Everybody gets a little Christmas present, a little Christmas bonus.
Next one, college basketball talk. Boomy had some stuff that he wanted to go. I think DePaul won by 1. Did they win by?
No, they ended up pulling it out. So the couple games I wanted to talk about, fellas. First of all, Zach, I think you had money on this game, but Central Connecticut
No.
State might be the worst team in Division I college basketball. I want to just give you a quick
I did not.
rundown of their game. They are 0-11. They have won, or they have only lost
Who they
like
play?
one game by less than double digits. They have lost by over 25 multiple
Who they
times.
play?
They might be the worst team in college hoops. Luckily, their conference is very good, but that just came to my mind looking up records.
Who they
and stuff.
play?
But kind of hopefully, DePaul goes to Cleveland State, who is not very good.
Can you hear me? I said, who did they play?
Who? Central Connecticut State?
Yeah.
Sorry, they played
That's
Dartmouth.
okay. Yeah, I had the over in
We're
that
waiting.
game.
We were waiting. We were waiting.
I had the over in that game. I was just,
Yeah,
I thought you couldn't hear me. I had like 4 times.
Sorry. You gotta like give me a hand signal or something.
Because I heard after the 4th time, I heard Matt start laughing. I'm like, okay, he heard me.
You just flip me off or something.
All right,
I
go
don't know. DePaul travels to Cleveland State, who was sitting at 4-7 going in, and they only pull out an 8-point win. If DePaul's going to be a real deal in Conference USA, I think that's I'm sorry, Big East, not Conference USA. If they're going to do anything, yeah, no kidding. If they're going to do anything there, they're going to need to be able to bury teams like that. Cleveland State's not a good team, but going on the road in mid to late December is not easy. And then also kind of locally here, Illinois State was down, I want to say 4 with less than 3 minutes left, and overcome UIC, who UIC is not a very good basketball team.
But Illinois State's kind of struggling a little bit to start the season, too.
Yeah, both teams are struggling, but that's kind of the local flavor on this day. But and then Matt's North Carolina team. And I know it's easy to look, and we kind of talked about this, it's easy to look at North Carolina in a microcosm and say, yeah, they're struggling really bad. But, like, they just went across the country to play Gonzaga, who's, like, the second best team in the country right now, who they are
I'm
ranked
always
second.
confused by Gonzaga.
Yeah, dude, they are a premier program.
I understand that their
They're
conference.
very good again. They're very good again this year.
They always just seem to run into something weird, you know. And
that Kisper
they're
kid,
damn
that
good.
Kisper kid's
So I don't put a lot of
outstanding.
stock in the fact that they go to Gonzaga and lose. I don't know. I know you're a Carolina guy, Matt, but
Matt,
I wouldn't be beating myself up
tell
over
us the
that.
stats that do worry you.
Yeah. As we talked about, my depression levels is extremely high with this team right now. We talked about yesterday, but Carolina, as we know, their best players out. But outside of that, he's only missed 1 game, so these stats are still reflective of when Cole Anthony was in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they are averaging 68.2 points per game, and as you guys know, Roy Williams' offense is usually in the usually the low 80s is usually what they're shooting for, 82, 83-ish roughly. But that 68.2 points per game puts them at 258th in the country.
Not good.
Ugh.
It gets worse. 2-point field goal percentage, 45%. That's 322nd in the nation.
Out.
3-point field goal percentage, 29% as a team. That's good for 311th in the country.
Jesus.
Free throw shooting percentage, 63%
From the free throw line.
From the free throw line.
That's not good, right?
316th in the country.
That
That's
would
Central
be
Connecticut State quality right there. I mean, that's bottom of the barrel college basketball. That's not ACC perennial national title contender basketball. Good
Now,
team around here or not.
Their schedule, though, they have gone through their RPI's got to be high. They lose to Michigan. They beat Oregon at Oregon, which is a really good win. They lose to Ohio State. They lose to Virginia. Wofford's not a terrible. It's a bad.
Oregon was at a neutral site. That was in the Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
But then you're probably going to beat the piss out of UCLA on Saturday.
They have to.
Are you worried about North Carolina making the tournament right now?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make the tournament. I can tell you right now, they're not a tournament team. They're not a tournament level team. So if Cole Anthony does come back on the 4-week side, they play the easiest part of their ACC schedule in January. So the 4 weeks that he would miss, it's going to be there. So they're fortunate they're going to miss. They don't play in the month of January. They don't play Virginia. They don't play Duke. They don't play Florida State, and they don't play I want to say they don't play Syracuse either, but so yeah, they missed most of the top end of the or Louisville. They don't play Louisville in January either. So they don't have the top end of their the conference early on in the season. But they're not a good team. They don't have anybody that can shoot. They don't have anybody that can score. They don't have anybody that can create a shot on their own.
They kind of lack leadership right now.
They lack a ton. Well, they don't have any
leaders hurt.
None of their experience. They need. Well,
I know, but he said he's the guy who pretty much is the guy who can take over games on that team.
Absolutely. He's the only NBA player on that team, and it's just not normal. It sucks. I went through the 8-20 year in 2002 though. So I mean that year was train wreck bad. This is not.
From a Roy Williams team, coach team, you always gotta know next year can always be better. The guy can recruit.
I'm not gonna lie. His performance, Roy Williams coached his ass off tonight. To keep that game within 13 points against Gonzaga. They were getting absolutely rolled, and they ended up covering. The line was 14, by the way, so hopefully you guys are on the right side of that one. But they were down 25 at one point, and they ended up. They fought back. They did. The effort was there. They just don't have any talent.
If Cole Anthony can't come back and play at least decently well, I think a guy like Roy Williams is the kind of coach in college basketball that could lead his team, not just maybe to the tournament in a way of just leadership and being able to will his team. The team, you can always tell by the locker room stuff and everything that they love Coach Williams and they would do anything for him. So I feel like he is one of the few coaches in college basketball that you could think that his leadership as a coach could maybe lead them to at least a few wins that they don't deserve, but that they maybe not going to get.
Well, frankly, this is the same level that Syracuse has been, and they've made the tournament as like 11 seeds.
Syracuse is
one of the last
6-5,
and they win like 18 games a year, and they're like 18 and 15 going to the tournament.
Yeah,
they lose to a bunch of shit teams.
Yeah, they have one or two big wins that kind of get into the tournament later in the year.
They play good in February. They knock off Duke or something. They knock off Carolina, win a big game, and they somehow find their way in the tournament.
Yeah, Syracuse.
So that's really my only hope is Anthony coming back sometime in January and then going on a little bit of a run. I'm not banking on it. If I was betting the future, my future would not be going behind them making the tournament.
The bad thing for you is that said there's not much talent out there, so he kind of realizes what he's going to maybe come back to, and he understands that he's probably most likely not going to be there next year, go straight to the NBA because he's very talented and he's probably top 5 pick maybe.
No, yeah, right now. If you keep an eye out too, they may have one more NBA prospect than Armando Bacot, their center.
But
he's a freshman
you know
too.
What I mean by wanting to watch your health. If you understand that you're a top 5 pick already, you don't want to hurt yourself more. And if you think that your team's not even going to make the tournament too, in your mind, what's the point of maybe coming back? And then if he does come back, hopefully he doesn't tweak something else because that will for sure be the end of it.
I don't disagree. It's hard to tell that kid to say, come back for what?
Like when Zion came back, I couldn't believe Zion came back. It would have not been hard for him to say.
And they were the number 1 team in the nation.
Like it's one of those things. If they weren't the number 1 team in the nation, I don't think that guy comes back because like I said, he's already having knee problems still in the NBA. He hasn't played at all in the NBA yet. It's just kind of wild to think. But Boomy.
Hey, last one, breaking news, guys. Cameron Krutwig still plays at Loyola. I
saw that.
Really? He had triple-double tonight. 10 and 10. And he had a triple-double tonight.
Yeah.
As Loyola just beat Vanderbilt, which Vanderbilt's not a good basketball team, but for Loyola to beat Vanderbilt in a neutral site in Phoenix, they're playing well, 8-4. But yeah, I had no idea Cam Krutwig was not 40 years old already.
Hey Zach, can I get your take on Sister Jean real quick? I'm just really curious.
Luckiest charm I think there was.
All right,
but
so I needed to hear. That's fine.
But I thought it was too much for me.
Big Sister Jean guy.
I knew
that was
as a Catholic boy. I don't know if I can't say too many things, but
I could see it. I knew there was more coming. I just had to pull it out of you.
You just got to peel the layers
because once it was over, that's when it was too much.
Yeah,
she spoke for the team pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. I know I had to cut off the side.
I don't know if my grandmother watches, but
I just needed your.
I love Sister Jean. One real quick one, college football signing day. Boys, when can we just come out and say that a guy that was going to go to LSU, yes, he's from Maryland, is going to Maryland now because they gave him a sum of money? Why can't we just say that? Why can't we just come out and say our recruiting tactic was we said if you come here, we have a bag of money for you? Because I think that's what they should all come out and say. And I think you get more recruits if you say that.
Yeah, but you're going to tell me that LSU wouldn't have backed that money too?
Oh,
Come on.
We're
being naive.
I don't say anything's wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that's how college football should be. That'd be awesome. College basketball. You know how fun that'd be?
One of my favorite things about signing day, though, is some of the names you see.
Or some of the hat choice. You pick up one, and then some of the guys trying to put it on their head with the hair, and it was just not fitting some of them.
Yeah, big giant fro.
Emmett Smith kid
goes,
and he
Stanford,
pretty much says, "I'm Florida Gators." We understand that he gets to pick where he wants. I'm still going to wear the Florida Gators hat.
Emmett tried giving it to him.
Yeah.
He picked up the hat and tried giving it to him.
But if you really think about it, Stanford and Florida football programs both kind of the same.
Stop! You are. Oh, that is the worst take you've had in a long time. You stop.
Since Tebow was there, when have you guys been relevant? Give me a break, dude. I mean, Stanford's been Stanford had Andrew Luck, and they were going to the freaking big bowl games.
Don't forget Toby Gerhart mowing down the 50-yard line.
Christian McCaffrey
just streaking down the field. Toby Gerhart, yeah. Over the white.
Name the last Florida Gator I would know.
Percy Harvin.
Is he in the league right now?
You're being real disrespectful right now, and I don't appreciate it.
Percy Harvin was great.
He was good, but then he had those migraines.
DBU right now, boys. DBU.
I don't know about that.
What?
I don't hate Florida.
Defensive backs. We said more defensive backs in the NFL than anybody right now.
Good for you. I bet Alabama has more.
Nope.
I bet they do.
No.
Is there? Can you show me the stat?
Yeah, there was actually something that came out.
From what,
I don't know
Florida
how many
Gators,
years ago. But
Florida Gators Reddit.
No, I'm done.
I'm just saying. I honestly don't think what I said is that big. I think Stanford football has been good. It's been decent.
They were terrible this year.
Yeah, so was Florida.
They were god awful this year. No, Florida wasn't bad.
They weren't good.
They were like top 15 most of the year.
They're ranked 7th in the country. What do you mean they're not good?
Oh, where do they play? What bowl game do they play in?
Gator Bowl, I think.
You have no idea.
Imagine that.
We got our own
You haven't watched them since they lost their first game.
Stanford Bowl. Those nerds don't get their own bowl.
You didn't watch after they lost their first game.
Dude, I don't know, man. You telling me you'd take Gainesville over Palo Alto, though?
Yes.
No way.
If I was 18 years old, yes.
That's valid. That's valid.
I guess it's your priorities if you're trying to.
Orangeville, I'm sorry. Orangeville, not the Gator Bowl.
I knew you didn't
Zach
know.
and I are more educational based here, all right?
Yeah, you two just scream educational based.
You know what screams big time fan when they win back-to-back championships, and then I become a fan.
Go to
that's not wrong. That's the truth.
You
Joe
just
Keem.
can't resist helping it. You just can't resist. Can
Joe
you?
Keem is the reason Boomy is a Florida Gator fan. And then
No, that's wrong. You're wrong.
how am I wrong? Tell me.
You are wrong.
How am I wrong? Tell me what I'm wrong about.
I was a Gator fan when I was like 7 years old. Shut up.
Owen's team should have beat them.
Big fucking Gator fan when I was 7 years old. I
was.
Shit, I hit the wrong one. Garrett Cole introduced in New York. I think it's still weird that the Yankees make you cut your hair and shave your face still. I think that's a very weird thing to do. But he did.
They should not.
He had the sign that was that sign that kid said that it was like a Yankee fan today, always Yankee fan today, Yankee fan tomorrow, whatever, Yankee fan yesterday. You guys had some thoughts on the look of Garrett Cole.
Dude, okay. First of all, I think it's so stupid that the Yankees make people shave their beard and cut their hair, whatever. I think it's asinine. It's not 1930 anymore. No one cares. But second of all, if you have a guy like Garrett Cole, he shows up with the way he looked today. You send him. You say you don't have to cut your hair anymore because that dude looked terrible.
I would be so terrified if I gave that guy $340.
Yes.
After what he looks like after cutting his hair and shaving his beard, my God. I didn't like Major League 2. Loved Major League 1. But if you guys did you guys ever see Major League Did you see both of them?
Yes.
Yes.
The evolution from what Ricky Wild Thing Vaughn from Major League One to Major League Two. That's Garrett Cole going to New York. He's going
terrifying.
clean cut. He's going corporate. He's throwing 88.
Dude looked like a damn public defender in Brooklyn's local municipality. He looked like he was showing up for his first day as a public defender.
Superman.
I understand we're mad that he got a lot of money and we don't like what he looks like. Did you see who was with him at the press conference today? His wife.
No.
I think he's pretty good looking. If
$40 million is pretty good.
Yeah,
married to him before that.
She knew it was coming.
So I think he actually looks pretty decent, if I do say so myself. Clean
She's
shaven.
not ugly. I just Googled that. Zach is confirmed correct on this.
I had to step in and say I understand you guys think that he looks like the public defender or whatever, but that public defender's got a nice looking wife.
I guarantee you that you could give the ugliest dude on the planet $340 million and he's not walking away with an
Watch
ugly.
NASCAR?
Yeah.
You watch NASCAR? You watch they do the whole interviews before the thing? Watch NASCAR.
Well, all right.
Very
I will
good
show
point.
you what money
That
can
is
do.
that is as good of a counterpoint. That is as good of a
Like I said,
counterpoint as I've ever
I grew
gotten
up watching
on an
NASCAR,
argument.
and you look at some of those guys like Kyle Busch, and you go, "What the heck?"
Didn't know this. Side note: I googled Garrett Cole's wife. Her name is Amy Crawford. Her sibling is Brandon Crawford. Shortstop for the Giants. Yeah.
Fun fact:
Did not know
Yeah.
that.
Javi Baez is married to the pitcher from the Minnesota Twins. He's
His sister.
and then
Barrios?
Barrios is married to Javi's sister.
That's
Oh,
weird.
no kidding.
So that's
No
crazy.
kidding.
Your sister-in-law is your sister?
That's
I
two
actually know
superstars
twins
in the
that
league.
married
It's crazy that
twins.
even happens.
Well, hey, the White Sox are all about signing guys that are kind of related to other big-name free agents. I'm sure they got a laundry list of people who are related
They
to
have
other people in
Machado's
baseball
brother-in-law
in their office.
and best friend John
Yes,
Jay.
that's
And
what I
best friend
mean.
John Jay.
No, it was his best friend John Jay, and then it was the guy that played first base. That was terrible.
His brother-in-law.
Oh, she was a UCLA softball player.
Really?
Yeah.
UCLA.
I bet their kids are going to be pretty good.
I'd say they're going to be.
Yeah,
There's a good
right?
chance they're going to be athletic.
just a
Just a
slim
and
one.
wealthy.
or like is it Zach Ertz is married to
Julie
the
Ertz,
soccer player.
the soccer
That kid's gonna. That's not even fair. How good of a athlete that kid's gonna
No.
be.
That kid's going to roll out of the womb and run marathons.
Shit, it'd be like, pick what you want. You want to play football? Do you want to play soccer? What do you want to play?
Yeah.
Like basketball?
I think she was just named like female soccer player of the
Yeah, she
year.
won a
for
gold medal, right?
2019 as well.
She was on the gold medal team.
Yeah. They
Women, USA
I
women's
believe she
soccer
just got named
makes
like
USA men's soccer just look dumb lately. USA men have not been dominant or good in a long time. I feel like since
we need Freddie Adu
Freddie
to come
Adu
back.
was the biggest
where's Freddie?
disappointment. I'm kind of a soccer guy. That guy was one of the bigger disappointments for USA soccer. That was supposed to be
I don't
good.
know anything about soccer except the supposed like phenoms. Like I know Freddie
He wasn't a
Adu
phenom.
and Pulisic and Julian Green, who never panned out either.
Freaking-
That guy was supposed to be good.
Even
Pulisic,
that.
You want to play like
whatever
that?
his
MLS
name
always gets like the.
Is Pulisic any
Who?
good?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
There was
Sure.
a header today by
Mbappe,
Ronaldo.
I know him.
Cristiano Ronaldo had a header where he literally looked like he was floating.
Yeah, I did see that on Twitter.
Then Messi, it's just crazy. But if you are a big time soccer player, not a fan of taxes, I don't think.
Yeah,
seems like.
none of them pay their taxes.
That's crazy.
They all get tax evasion.
They're making so much money too. They're making unreal amounts of money. To buy Cristiano Ronaldo out was just insane amount of money. And then
I think they have a really high tax rates in Europe too. So I think like they're
come play MLS.
not only are they making a bunch of you're right.
Who was it? What was the guy that played for Los Angeles?
Zoltan Ibrahimovic.
He just quit with LA, but he was dominant force for them. He is humongous.
And he was washed up in Europe,
He
too.
is huge.
Yeah, he's like 6'7".
To be able to play soccer at 6'7" is like one of the most athletic things I think you can do. Other than
Well, it's like what's
Chara
the dude
for the Bruins,
Yeah.
he's like 6'6", 6'7", and he just skates like a gazelle.
No, he's like 6'10". He's
a
over
gazelle.
7 foot on skate.
He tore his ACL and kept playing.
Yeah.
They ran into him.
That's insane.
That guy is a tank.
I just want to go to I just want to go to England and watch a game there. I don't know anything.
I heard
about
some
soccer. I don't
people
watch
that
it
go
on
like
TV, but I would go to a game there.
I had a buddy that studied abroad. I think he went to a few soccer games. He said the atmosphere there is just insane. People just, it's like I said, it's all they really got in some of those places, and they treat it like it's, it's the Barcelona and stuff. Those teams are so good, and the fan bases, the games are, like I said, even like Atlanta and stuff, they still have huge crowds at those games, like 60, 70,000 people.
I think doesn't Seattle get like big crowds?
Yeah.
Seattle and Portland.
I don't know
too?
if the Fire get too big of crowds like that. I don't, because I think there's a little too much going on around Chicago.
They just
for
fired
that.
their coach.
Yeah, he was a big time European player. He made some good money with it. Boomy.
And that was talking.
Boomy's
soccer.
wacky web stories.
Yes.
What we got, Boomy? You heard it. Yeah, we've heard it's gonna be a good
All
one.
right, boys. Kind of stems off of our talk about Matt Barnes earlier in the weed game. This comes from us from North Attleboro, Massachusetts,
Is it legal?
where a substitute teacher in a Massachusetts high school has been fired for smoking marijuana. Where at home, coming in, smelling like it in their car? No. This substitute teacher literally lit up in class with smoking weed in class and leading a discussion about the drug, the principal said.
That's just an example.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they also had to add in that he was leading that they didn't specify a gender or person's name, that they were not only smoking weed in class, but the bastard was leading a discussion about it. What a bastard. So these kids basically went down and narked, and this guy got fired.
So. I mean, I don't think they have to go narc on that. I think that they will just smell it.
Principal walks out of the hallway. He's like, "What's that smell? It's a substitute teacher smoking pot in here?"
No one here has ever done it, but from being around people, I know it stinks. I know it stinks. It's going to make a room smell very bad. That's got
to be a true. That's got to be a true asshole right there too.
I don't know where you think that's gonna go.
Asshole.
Like if you,
they're going down to Southie Town, you know.
What's the
I'm just
best
gonna go into my classroom?
What's the best case scenario?
Nothing. There really is none.
But maybe
that the room airs out quickly.
He should have done. He should have just used one of the vapes, like the new age. You know, you get no smell that way. Kids probably would have just thought it was like a jewel. You know.
Yeah, like you said, his problem was that he lit up a joint probably in the room.
Right.
Well, that's it.
Right. Let me tell you guys about George Washington.
Boys, real quick, we have 1-0. Oh boys. Oh no, we're down 6. If Seth Curry hits his 3, okay. I was up 6. Oh my gosh, up 6. There we go. That's a winner.
Is that gonna die?
I had 3.5, and if Seth Curry would have made that, it would have been 3.
Oh boy!
But they won by 6, and I had the money line too at even. I live bet it twice. Let's go.
Atta boy. Not a bad day.
Don't look now, but Zeno's hot.
Other than I think, dude, Syracuse stinks.
Yeah, they're
6 and 5 right now.
They do.
But Matt said it earlier, man. That's the story of them the last 5 years.
What?
Yeah, and we'll see them as a 7th seed.
They'll be in the play-in game, the opening round game in Dayton, Ohio.
You like college basketball? There's a lot of parity to it right now. There's a lot of decent teams. There's a lot of many times it's number 1 change this year.
If you want to say decent teams, I think it's just a bunch of fucking dog shit teams. Shit. It's just like everybody's even.
Well, how about
Duke?
Duke plays tomorrow night for the first time in like fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah, they play Wofford.
Yeah, and they haven't played in like 2 weeks. I know they always do that around Christmas.
You get a nice little tune-up.
If Wofford can beat Duke, they're the best team in the Carolinas.
Yeah, they're 2-0 against big-time teams there.
Yeah.
Well, Duke has lost at home this year. They aren't. That
will
happen.
NC State's not awful this year, so watch out for them.
What if they're the most dominant?
They're not awful.
They're okay.
NC State? They're usually
they're not awful.
They had
Yeah.
T.J. Warren, right?
Yeah,
He was
good.
good.
For
He
them,
plays
dude.
for.
He took him to the NCAA tournament basically by
I
himself,
thought the
didn't
Bulls
he?
played him the other night. Does he play for the Clippers? I don't think so. I'm trying to think who he plays for.
He was.
I have no
I always
idea.
thought he was going to be a good pro. Like when he
His
was in
defense
college.
was-
I
he was-
definitely like.
Like I said, he was good on both ends of the court. But like I said,
Yeah, for sure. Do you guys remember Julius Hodge for
Oh
for
yeah.
NC State? That guy was good
Could
too.
jump out of
He was always
gym.
good. He always got into it with JJ Redick too, which was always good.
I have a question. Is UConn
Yeah.
women's basketball still dominant?
Yeah, they're top 10
Well,
team.
remember they would win like 90 games in a row?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
just like they were murdering.
But he
people.
said
When you talk about parity, there's a lot more
Yeah, like,
parity
I
in women's
think
college
he,
basketball than there ever has
the
been.
coach's name.
Gino
he said
Ariema.
that at some point it was going to kind of catch up with them. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think UConn women's basketball, they say that it was kind of maybe leading the way for, like I said, parity in the league. More teams were going to
Exactly.
kind of try to be like them. And that, like I said, also Heat win tonight in Philadelphia. That's big time. East. I think they're the second best team in the East.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know what this Philadelphia Myers Leonard plays for the Heat.
Yeah, he was involved in that trade for Hassan
We saw
Whiteside.
Myers Leonard at state basketball, 2A, Robinson High School.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, he was good in high school.
Got beat by Peoria
He
Manual.
had a half court shot. I do remember that.
I do
He
recall.
said at 7 feet, 2A basketball in Illinois. People were
It's like a unicorn.
loving that.
Yeah,
He said
exactly.
he was dunking most of the time up and down the court, and that got the crowd going because after some of the
The fact that Peoria Manual is 2A now, though, that's a little odd.
No,
They're
they're
back
back
to
up to 3A. That was
Are they?
6-7 years ago.
yeah, they were dominant. They were good for
That
Yeah.
team when I was in high school and stuff, dude. Oh my god, they were a machine.
If we would have beat the team that we lost to in regionals, they ended up beating Peoria Manual like the first game of sectional. So I was like 2 games away from playing Peoria Manual, which I was not looking forward to.
You guys should have won that game.
I don't think your tugging on leg hair was going to go over real.
No, God, no.
Boomy would have used
I would've
all.
gotten
Boomy
my
would have
ass
used
kicked.
all 5 fouls that night, though. I know for a fact you would have been out there.
Oh, guaranteed. By halftime.
I am falling out of this game. I know I am not going to contribute anything else because this is going
All
to
right,
be
I got a good story to close that out then, real quick. Going to my senior night in high school, I was a bench warmer. Like maybe not bench warmer, but I didn't play a lot. Like I was a lot better at baseball. But senior year basketball, we got Brandon Krug. I don't know if you guys heard of that kid. He played at New Hampshire, played D1. He was from
okay.
Dwight. Dwight was in our conference, and we played them at home on senior night. So I started the game being a senior, and coach, being one of the taller guys, puts me on him. Kid tries to drop step on me first play of the game, foul him immediately. Second possession down to the floor, tries to drop step on me again. I fouled him immediately. 30 seconds into the game on senior night, I got 2 fouls. I was not getting dunked on, though. I can
love
tell
it.
you that.
Absolutely.
Not getting dunked on.
I would love to see video back of this.
Oh man, I was not going to get dunked on. I can
No.
assure you that.
I'm with you, man.
I might. Oh, this is a picture from that night right here. Holy shit! It's
That's right before the 2
They were-
fouls.
no, that was
Oh, that's
after the
after
game.
I thought
They
it was
were
like,
they were ranked like 6th or 7th in the state. And we beat them on senior night,
That'd be
so
That's
that was
awesome.
pretty fun.
Also, real quick here, did you guys see the highlight from the NBA game? That girl trying to throw it back into the court and accidentally hitting the assistant coach right in the head. The ball went into the stand. She threw it back from literally, I think, the first row that you could sit in and just hit the. I mean, that was the worst throw.
Bonking.
Hit the poor guy right in the
It's outstanding.
head. Pistons. D Rose, boys. D Rose is looking good this year. I'd love to see it.
Come back.
I hate the
every year.
Pistons. That's one franchise I'll never have any positive feelings about.
No, you say that, but I like 2 guys. I like Blake Griffin. I like D Rose.
I agree with
Like I
that.
said,
Yeah.
I could see if you were a big Bulls fan.
I also don't remember the bad boys. So.
Yeah, those Bulls Pistons teams were like my first entrance into sports. I was like 6
Yeah.
I
years
would've
old,
loved-
5
I
or
would've
6 years
loved to
old.
have been a part of that.
It was awesome. It was awesome. When they beat them, I still remember to this day when they swept them. And my dad, my brother's older than me, so he was like right in the prime age when the Bulls started going off. And though I just remember those two just going ballistic. I still remember. I can tell you where I was when they won their first championship in '91. So
like I said,
that was a fun.
I get
time.
to kind of say that with the Blackhawks. I can say that I remember watching a lot of those and stuff. Like I said, that's why this whole Blackhawks thing right now is sad to see, because that dynasty, that was beautiful for the city of Chicago.
It was awesome.
I mean, you could set your watch to the Blackhawks winning a Game 7 in overtime for like 3 or 4 years.
It revitalized the sport in this city.
That Bruin 17-second, that was maybe the greatest moment in that whole thing. It was just like this team could do anything. No lead was safe.
Yep.
Nothing was safe. No, they would get down 3-1. You knew they were going to at least force Game 7.
They only lost Game 7s when a puck went off a shin pad. That's the only time they lost Game 7s, when it went off.
Why do you got to bring that up, Maddie? We're trying to.
But I remember watching that.
That's the type of losses.
I remember watching that, and I was just like, the whole time you're like, okay, when's the Hawks going to win this game? When are they going to get the goal? When are they going to just take it over? And when they hit that, you're just like, oh my! It was like almost a stun to the system. You're like, this should not be happening.
That's where Game 7 in the NHL is so hard when it goes over.
They would have won that Stanley Cup too.
It's like,
oh yeah,
no, the Rangers were
awful.
Shit.
That was the Stanley Cup right there.
No, yeah,
that Kings team is lucky to have that championship.
I agree.
But now I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight because we're all worked up about because, like I said, the Bulls. Bulls were nice. They were good when D Rose was there, but they never had like the success that this Blackhawks team had. Blackhawks team had unbelievable success. You like I said, you could always think about them winning. It was nice when the D Rose days, Joakim, but after the D Rose kind of got hurt, it's been pretty downhill since then. When Jimmy was on the team, it was good. We were competitive, but now it's just like you said. We get happy about a Wizards comeback win in Washington.
Yeah. Oh, how the times have changed.
Yeah. I said nothing's going to change until the front office is due. Thank you for this. Has been a long TCF morning show. Thanks to Matt at schools_01. Gonna get that right. Boomy at Boomy TCF. Follow the main page at typical_Chicago. You can follow me at ZLilja LILJA TCF. The Instagram's at typical_Chicago. Oh, not underscore. It's at typical Chicago fans. You don't have to put any underscore. And Facebook is typical Chicago fans. We post all of our stuff on there. Our Twitter, Instagram. Go to our YouTube page. Subscribe on there. Go to the Apple, Spotify, Spreaker. Go on there. Get the podcast version. We will put this out on podcast every day too. For the people that can't watch it, we understand that. Or you just don't want to see us every morning. It may scare you a little bit in the morning. Maybe we'll wake you up a little bit if you see some, I would say, good-looking faces. I shaved too. I look like a new. I don't have the stash anymore.
You do.
I got rid of the stash for a while.
You look very handsome.
Christmas is coming. I gotta look good for Christmas mass. Even though I'm probably gonna have to shave.
I'm going to Apple. I'm not shaving.
Well,
till like
Matt, the problem is it would take me maybe 4 years to do that.
I couldn't do that.
We had
4 years
with that beard, Matt. You're the manliest on the show. I'd have to say.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's the only thing that puts me
beard
there.
makes the man, and I can't grow one, so it always disappoints me.
I'll cry at the Titanic just like anybody else will.
I get it, but like I said, it's just depressing that I can't. I would love to have just like a nice, at least thick mustache. My mustache looks gross all the time. I think it looks kind of cool, but I can't like.
The mustache sucks. You gotta trim it.
I trim it, but like I said, there's not.
Like eating it half the time. It sucks.
The thickness. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I got you.
It just sucks. But Muddy Otter, themuddy-otter.com. They made this beautiful mug for us with the TCF logo. Go to themuddy-otter.com. Go to their Facebook page, Instagram. Check out their videos, their deals. Christmas is now 6 days away, boys. We may only have one show next week. I forgot that Christmas Eve and Christmas Day are Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh no, we'll have 2 shows at least. We'll be able to do one Sunday, Monday. Maybe we'll do a big one on Monday. We'll at least try to for the holiday viewing. Like you said, I don't think we're going to be doing one Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Probably not.
You both have wives that will not allow that. And I don't know if I think I'm going to my first midnight mass on Christmas Eve.
Oh.
I've never really gone to a real. I've always gone to our local church, I guess, St. James. It's usually like 4:30 mass. 4:30 mass, and I usually go there. But I think we're going out to my sister's for Christmas Eve night. We're gonna stay up at Jessica's, watch the boys open presents, and I think I will be at least going to maybe my first midnight mass. I'm excited. I always thought it was kind of cool. Go to church at midnight. Might as well drink a little bit at Christmas Eve. Go there, get some wine, sleep well. The old Catholic way.
It's just a sip, right? They don't just give you a glass.
Honestly, I've never done it. I've been to how many masses? I've always gone by it because
he takes a sip, or he just like takes the cup.
No, I am kind of a germaphobe. I don't need that. They wipe it. I don't care.
He's grabbing a few of the cups. Then he's got like his palm full.
I have a styrofoam cup in my pocket. Yeah, I'll just take mine to go. I'll finish it when I sit in the altar.
Hey, Grandma, you gonna drink that one?
Be like, she said I could have hers also.
It's like going to like a place that's got those drink tickets. You like start bartering drink tickets from people who don't drink. You know,
he takes out the chip.
I don't know if my Sunday school teachers would like this conversation I'm having about drinking all the wine but they offer it. Real question: is there alcohol in that?
Yeah, this show's getting off the rails.
For sure.
I didn't know if there's actually. I didn't know if they were just trying to trick you.
No, I think some churches use grape juice. But I think a lot of them use wine.
Not the Catholics. We don't mess around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really getting into everything here on the Wednesday show
tonight.
We getting politics tomorrow, boys?
Oh, let's go.
God no. No.
Boomy, the social study teacher, would probably love that.
Yeah, we do need at like some point to bring like Boomy's history lesson on.
Oh yeah, because
like once a week.
I don't know nothing about history. I probably could tell you 0 days.
Yeah, just like a wacky web story, and then like a wacky web story. What would have been a wacky web story in 1946?
What doesn't Zach know?
Yeah,
because
I'll do some research.
But I don't want to do that because I'll disappoint my dad. He's a big history buff, and I'll know nothing, and he'll just be disappointed. He'll be so sad.
A wacky web story live from.
Maybe I'll have to like phone a friend. I'll have my dad standing here, and I'll have to like tell him the questions, and he'll have to tell me the answer. I think that would be a good thing to do. We should have my dad on here, and we should have Boomy, and I'm guessing Matt knows some history. We'll have a history off. I'll be the question guy because
the moderator.
Because
I think Boomy would smoke me. He's too green with the class. Like he's always rehashing.
My thing is that
I only watch history stuff that I'm interested in. He has to pay attention.
With my dad, he reads these books that are like so. I'm like I don't think I've read that many pages in my whole life.
That's how my brother.
He can just sit down and read them for hours. I'm like, I can't. I gotta watch Sports Center or something. I can't sit and read a book. I am taking away from time from Sports Center and gambling on games. Speaking of that, I'm the hottest guy in the game right now. I'm like, I think I'm like freaking 12-3.
I think we're officially in a post-show state now.
Yeah, see, maybe I think we should start doing that more. I know the Rundown does it. We can kind of take a page from that book, a little post-show.
Yeah.
How'd your day go? Oh, Zach won. Actually, the sad part is I'm like back to even. That's the problem. I took a hit in the NFL. I think that's the problem. The NFL is taking all my money. I think I can.
Zach went 13-1 today, and I'm about even.
Yeah, exactly.
That's never good. That's never.
I've been there. Sometimes you need a miracle day like that.
If Syracuse wins by 2 more points, then I'm golden. Win by 12 at home in the Carrier Dome. You gotta be better than that. Well, thank you for listening to the TCF Morning Show. It has been Thursday, December 19th. If we don't talk to you before, the Bears do play Sunday night. You don't have to watch if you don't want to. It's against the Chiefs. I don't understand why it is not flexed. I don't get what the NFL is thinking there. I think that is really honestly
it's because they want to humiliate us so they can put up a bunch of Mahomes versus Trubisky.
I'm being honest though, like why would you not like? Isn't it Rams Seahawks play or they play Saturday? I know Dallas Eagles play. Like
there's a bunch of games.
Like I said, I'm not even trying to be funny, just because I know that I'm not a fan of the Bears right now and the way they're playing, but I really do think the NFL missed one out there because this game means 0.
New Orleans, Tennessee. Is a great game.
Let's see Patrick Mahomes go to Soldier Field and make him look dumb. Just make him look dumb. He's on fire. He looked very good in his last game. His last game was his best game, and now we get to play him. That's fun. Against the Bears defense that won't have Akeem Hicks, no Roquan Smith, no Danny Trevathan, Khalil Mack, maybe there.
It sounds like no hope. Too.
That's how we're going to end it, with no hope. The Bears have just hurt our hopes, and hopefully the Packers lose. We will see you either this weekend or we'll see you Monday morning. We love you all.
Peace.